In this demonstration, we'll be looking at setting up a series of wraparound care pods, for example, breakfast, lunch, or dinner could be examples of that, where payment is required for a parent to book their child onto that care pod or that care event. So to achieve that, I'm going to pods. I'm saying I'm going to add a pod, so click the Add a Pod button. Here I can now see my care pod selection, so choosing that. We're going to call this Dinner Club, for example. And the type, I'm going to call that a Wraparound Care. I can add the description, various other options to choose. Now the two options here is to either add all the students I want onto that club, in which case it will appear in their calendars and they'll be expected to attend. But in this case, I'm wanting to allow students and their parents to book onto that pod. So I will say, let's say all of year 10, but I can choose any selection of my pods for that, saying that they will be invited to book where they want to, and I can either allow the parents only, the students only, or both parents and students to make the bookings for those particular events or the weekly events that I'm going to be setting up. I can also have the approval to be auto-approved, so even if a student or parent makes the booking, there could be a step where I say there's a particular approver that will say, definitely your place, we need to validate numbers first before we can really approve your booking, for example, is one way to do that. So in this particular case, I'm just going to auto-approve the booking to make that simple. Once that's been saved and the draft has been created for that, well, the pod has been created, but no events has been, the weekly recurring session has been created yet, I'm going into my dinner club. There we can see the full profile of that. And I now want to add a number of recurring events. So I'm going to add a weekly activity, click on recurring events, and then add weekly activity, and I'm going to call this dinner session 1. That's going to happen every day of the week, and let's say it starts at 6 o'clock, and they'll eat really quickly, 30 minutes, it's over, choose the room, etc. if I need to. And let's say that's going to cost £10 a session. So for the half an hour to get food, £10 is needed. I then save that through, and now that's been added as a session. So again, there's no students that have been booked onto this club. They will need to be selecting to book on, which we'll see in a moment. I'm going to add one more weekly activity. We will call that dinner session 2. We will have that start, let's say at 6:30, so as soon as the other session is completed, and they've got 30 minutes to eat, and that's also going to cost £10 for that. You can see the bookable, that's very important that that's selected if you're expecting the students to, or the parents to book onto that, to select which ones they want. So that's now been saved away, and we'll see that we've got the 2 sessions that have been set. Now to see the experience from the parent or student's perspective, if I go into my parent account, and I choose Ben, so Ben I know is in year 10. If I go to my bookings area, here I can see now all my available bookings are shown, as well as other bookings that might have been made available by other teachers. And I can then simply, as a parent, go in to say, well, on the 5th of December, I'm wanting session 2, and it's a simple matter of then booking for that particular session. I can see the various in-app notifications. I'm aware of that. I've just seen an email that's been pinged through to confirm my booking. So that's all clearly done for that particular session, and I can choose any other sessions that I need to as well. So on the 11th of December, the earlier slot, let me go for that. I'll book for now as well. See, that's also £10 expected for that session. So a very easy way to set up regular weekly recurring sessions on the days that I'm wanting the event to reoccur. I can also, as a parent or student, in a very simple way, go into my bookings to see what I have booked. So that's everything that's available. If there were items that I'd said I need auto-approve for, not auto-approve, that somebody would need to approve, that would be appearing in this list until they have been approved. And then in terms of the booked sessions, these are the 2 ones that I've booked, so I know exactly where they are occurring, and these will be appearing in my calendar as well.